Take a second to think about a speech that has an impact on you and why it was so impactful. Did it contain information that was relevant to you? Most likely it did. A good speaker is always thinking about his or her audience and how the speech will be taken in. When a speaker is considering the audience, he looks at 6 different aspects, such as age, gender, affectional orientation, educational and influential levels, religion, and cultural factors. To begin with is age. Different age groups have different attitudes and beliefs. This is because of different experiences. For example, talking to a younger group about retirement won't get their attention. You need something more exciting, something more related to them. Talking to an older crowd about retirement might get their attention because that could be coming up for them. Many people in your group are going to be different. Goals, interests, and day-to-day concerns will be the affected differences. But the age of your audience is one of the clues to what your audience will be interested in. Show your audience how they can more effectively achieve their goals, and you'll have an interest in an attentive crowd. Groups differ in their ability to absorb the information. For the younger people, keep your pace up. For the older generation, explain more. But this can all depend on the audience. The younger groups might be more likely to view innovation and change more positively. Next is gender. Gender is one of the most difficult audience variables to analyze. For example, because of society's training, biologically, males generally internalize masculine traits, and biologically, females generally internalize feminine traits. There is probably great overlap between biological sex roles and psychological sex roles, even though they're not equivalent. Do men and women differ in the values they consider important? Traditionally, men have been found to place greater importance on theatrical, economical, and political values. In the past, women have been found to show greater importance on aesthetic, social, and religious values. Will your topic be seen differently by men and women? We ask this question because both men and women will find the topic important, but that does not mean that they will view it from the same perspective. So you need to make sure that you relate the topic and your purpose to attitudes, knowledge, and feelings that the men and women in your audience bring with them to your speech. Will men and women respond differently to your language and style of your speech? The research shows that men and women differ in language usage a lot less than the stereotypes might have the U.S. believe in. Some characteristics of men and women are the same. For example, they would say something like, the speaker is emotional rather than logical. The speaker jumps from one idea to another. The speaker is more social and personal than businesslike. Or the speaker lacks force and power. Next is affectional orientation. Should the affectional orientation of the audience member influence your language and style? This can be answered by saying, you probably should, because you do not want the use language that is not as inclusive as it might be. It could cause problems. Also, be careful of your examples and illustrations that you use. For example, if the crowd is against abortion, then you probably shouldn't speak for it. But this is something that you have to prepare for. Next is educational and intellectual levels. Is the educational level of an audience member related to their level of social or political activism? Generally, educated people are more responsive to the needs of others. They are more actively engaged in the causes of social and political nature. Will the interests and concerns of an audience member differ on the basis of their educational level? Usually, educated people are more concerned with issues outside their immediate field of operation. But do you feel educational levels will influence how the audience critiques the speaker? I feel that they will. If the audience feels they know more about the speech, they may block what the speaker has to say. For example, if someone was giving me a speech about voting, and to me they weren't giving correct information, I may block the speaker out. So never critique the speaker before you have to hear what they say. Next is religion. Will religious audience members see your topic or purpose from the point of view of religion? Religion permits all topics and all issues. Most religious people will view it in the religion part because it's part of their lives and how they view it. Does your topic or purpose attack the religious beliefs of any segment of your audience? Even the people who claim total annihilation for the religion in which they were raised may still have the strong emotional and unconscious tie back to their religion. Official statements by religious leaders often take more conservative positions. Next is cultural factors. Are the attitudes and beliefs held by different cultures that are relevant to your topic and purpose? This will vary on what your speech topic is about. It will also vary on the cultural beliefs of one another. Will culture differ in their expectations? Members of certain cultures, for example, Asian cultures, expect the speaker to be humble and to avoid self-praise and self-communication. Speakers who fail to demonstrate an understanding of cultural differences will be distrusted by their audience. Last, there are many other audience factors to watch for. First, the audience's occupation or income relevant to your speech. Are the audience's political beliefs relevant? These are topics that you can try and relate, but do not criticize anyone, especially the audience. You have heard many ways about how to analyze an audience sociologically, but the 6 major sociological and demographic variables of an audience are most important. They are age, gender, affectional orientation, educational and intellectual levels, religion, and cultural factors.